Okay, these are some notes for your quiz 8 study guide. All right, for problems 1 through 4. You're asked to write an equation. With the given slope and y-intercept. Now, we said the other day that when you're writing an equation in slope-intercept form, that it needs to look like, or the equation should look like, y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. But they're actually going to give you the m, and they're going to give you the b. So all you're going to do is replace the m with what it's equal to, and the b with what it's equal to. So if you're given that m is equal to negative 5.1 and b is equal to negative 6, then in order to write that equation in slope-intercept form, all you have to do is write the letter y is equal to whatever the m is goes in this same location right here between the equal sign and the x. So you write negative 5.1. Then the letter x. Whatever the b value is equal to gets written to the right of the x. So in this case, b is equal to negative 6, so you write minus 6. And that's your equation in slope-intercept form. This is the template for slope-intercept form, and when you're given the slope and the y-intercept, just replace the m and the b. Okay? Problems 5 through 8. You are asked to find the slope, or what is the slope? Remember, slope, which is also the m, is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So if you're given a couple of points, and let's say you're given, let's go 1/2, 5, negative 7/2, and 3/8. Told you the other day, the first step would be to go through and label your points. This is your x sub 1, and this is your y sub 1. This is your x sub 2 and your y sub 2. And then take those values and replace the variables in the slope formula. So in this case, the slope would be equal to y sub 2 is 3/8. So it would be 3/8 minus your y sub 1, which is 5. And in the denominator, it's x sub 2, which is negative 7 over 2, minus x sub 1, which is 1/2. And then do the rest in your calculator. So 3/8, 3 fraction button 8 minus 5 equals, you get negative 4 5/8. And in the denominator, you have 7 over 2 negative minus 1/2. And that's equal to negative 4. Now, if you have a negative in the numerator and a negative in the denominator, you can just rewrite it without the negatives, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So that would be 4 5/8 over 4. And take your calculator and type 4 5/8 divided by 4. It's 1 5/32, so just leave this. There's your slope. And for problems 9 through 12, you're going to be asked, what are the slope and y-intercept? And you're going to be given an equation like y equals 8/3 x plus 3/7. And we said earlier that if y, or when y is equal to mx plus b, that the m, or whatever's between the equal sign and the x, is the slope. Whatever is to the right of the x is the y-intercept. So in this case, the m, or the slope, is equal to 8/3. And the b, or the y-intercept, is equal to 3/7. Does anybody have any questions on any of those types of problems?